Hello YouTube, my name's Nero and today we have some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and another episode of DNA Saturday, which is the weekly series here on my channel where subscribers send me in DNA bombs. That was the Gray class we're going to be using throughout the entirety of this gameplay. If you guys would like, of course, you can go back and pause the video, that way you can get a good look at the class, but keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I will be talking about the class up at some point throughout this video. So what's going on here? What is going on in this gameplay? We're playing a game of Team Deathmatch, right? Here on the map Biolab, running around with the RW1 secondary and picking up a DNA bomb, which is just awesome. I love seeing people do well with this pistol, the overpowered one-shot kill pistol. You guys remember that? We'll be talking about that. But let's go ahead and give credit where credit is due. The gameplay itself was actually sent in by a guy that goes by the name of Camraka7, who of course is actually a returning guest, having been featured to get a collateral right there once time before here on DNA Saturday. So it's definitely awesome to see a returning guest here. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this brokenly overpowered one-shot pistol. Who remembers when Advanced Warfare was being teased to us and we were watching trailers and we were seeing early gameplay and early footage, and people like me had access to the game a little bit early and we were able to play around with it and stuff like that. Everybody seemed to really think that this pistol was going to break the game. When we initially learned about the RW1, we're like, wait a minute, so it's like a revolver almost, but it's going to be like a one-hit kill and you have to reload it all the time? Like, that's broken, that's overpowered, everyone's going to use that. It turned out to really not be the case, right? It just totally turned out to not be the case. It was actually very balanced within the context of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I still think if you were to take a pistol like this and perhaps add it into something like, say Black Ops 2, where it's not nearly as fast. Of course, Black Ops 2 is a fairly fast-paced Call of Duty compared to the other ones, all things considered. But, compared to Advanced Warfare, it's a snooze fest. It's not nearly as fast. People aren't moving around nearly as much in that game as compared to Advanced Warfare because, of course, we have exosuits in this game. And I think within the context of Advanced Warfare and the fact that we have these exosuits and people are able to move around as fast as they are, the RW1 pistol just isn't that great. I've tried to make it good. This is not actually the first time we've had an RW1 DNA bomb featured here on DNA Saturday. In fact, I believe this is true, and I am so unprofessional, but I'm going to go ahead and check this here live in the video because I'm fairly positive this is the case. I just want to verify. Yes, the #1 rated, like the most viewed DNA Saturday episode was actually with the RW1 pistol. Did you guys know that? Because it's very unique and very awesome to see people do very good with this gameplay because it's really hard. I've tried to do it. I said in that last video, right, the last time we had an RW1 DNA bomb, I said I was going to try to use this gun almost as if it were a shotgun, and I think that was a pretty good strategy, really. You try to use it almost as if it were a shotgun. Don't try and use it as a secondary, but just run around with it like it's a pump action shotgun that has some incredible range. Try and use it that way, but even then, I still have too much trouble with this gun to really kind of make it viable. It just, if you miss, you're done. That's the very nature of the weapon. If you miss, you're done. And like I said with Advanced Warfare and how fast people are moving, it's very hard to hit a lot of people. You have to have some really good aim and a really good connection to do well with this pistol. So it's balanced, I think, in the, if anything, it might be a little bit underpowered because I think it's really kind of hard to use in Advanced Warfare, and it just kind of goes to show that, all the pre-launch hype and all the things that we do getting excited for a game and talking about a game before it comes out doesn't usually actually translate that well into the game itself when the game actually goes live. I remember so many people are making videos, myself included, talking about this pistol like, I don't know how this is supposed to be balanced. It's a one-shot kill revolver. It looks like a shotgun that you can have as a secondary almost. It's very powerful, but you look at it within the context of Advanced Warfare, once again, just people don't use it because it's not that good. It's actually kind of hard to use, all things considered. Let's go ahead and start talking about this Cray class, because I'm sure the Cray class is something you guys are pretty interested in, because see somebody do pretty good with an RW1, it's like, well, what did they do specifically to make the gun good? Let's go ahead and discuss that. So his primary weapon's actually going to be a heavy shield, which is pretty interesting. Some people do that when they're using a secondary only, because having the heavy shield as your primary, you basically have it on your back all the time if you're running around with a pistol. That way you can kind of eliminate the factor of being shot from behind, or at least try to like alleviate some of the damage you might take from behind by having a heavy shield back there. Of course, we have the RW1. We're actually using the Xeno, I want to call it, variant. It's XENO. It's going to give it +2 to damage and -1 to your handling and -1 to your accuracy, which is pretty good. You want that extra damage to try and make it so you get more consistent one-shot kills. And, if you shoot somebody in the leg or something like that, you can probably give them a better one-hit kill chance if they have higher damage. In terms of perks, you got low profile and lightweight, pretty necessary. You're going to need to be staying off the UAV if you're sneaking around with this thing, as well as you're going to need to have lightweight great way to be able to zip around pretty quick because you're going to need to get very close to your opponents if you're going to try and kill them with this pistol. We got peripherals as perk 2, pretty interesting. Again, just like the other episode we have DNA Saturday this week, it's another DNA bomb where we don't have blind eye on, which is pretty nuts. And in perk 3, we've got scavenger and blast suppressor because honestly, guys, toughness is not necessarily. I really don't think it's a necessity on a weapon like this. I really don't. I don't think you're going to benefit too much from toughness. You're either going to hit them and kill them, or you're going to miss and you're going to die. Very rarely will you get hit marker. Very rarely will you miss because you flinched. Right there, we actually pick up DNA bomb. So yeah, there's no real need to have toughness. So you might as well grab something else like scavenger, maybe even hardline if you want to go with something like that. But then again, you don't get that much ammo with the RW1, so you might want to actually go with something like scavenger over something like hardline. Although there is something to be said about using hardline along with like UAV and system hack like we're using in this video, and just getting a bunch of them called in. But right there, we get some celebratory spinning and bashing with the shield right there. But let's go ahead and fast forward here towards the end of the gameplay itself so we can actually see the final score, because it's a pretty good score overall for somebody that's running around in team deathmatch only using the RW1 pistol. It's pretty freaking insane, especially when there's other people here that are running around and they're using things like the ASM1 and stuff like that. We have somebody that's just doing laps around the map, which is a very good way to play team deathmatch, by the way, just running laps around the map using a pistol and just taking out everybody on his way to a 37-0 score, leading the entire lobby in kills, no deaths in a team deathmatch, using, once again, ladies and gentlemen, the RW1 pistol. Well, that is fantastic overall stuff. That was a very nice gameplay to you, Mr. CamRocket7. Thank you for submitting that. I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode of DNA Saturday, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel it deserves. If you guys would like to submit your DNA bombs for next week's episode of DNA Saturday, simply click the video that's on your screen right now, or click the link to it at the very bottom of the video description. That video will tell you everything you need to know about submitting your stuff for DNA Saturday. So often I get people submitting stuff for DNA Saturday where they don't have timestamps, they don't have the whole video, or it's in very poor quality, like, you know, 720p, but it doesn't even really look like it's a 720p, and it's not even 60 frames per second, it's like 30, and it's all choppy and gross looking. A lot of times, man, people send in stuff like that, so go ahead and watch that video. It tells you everything you guys would ever want to know and answers all of your questions about submitting your stuff for DNA Saturday. If you guys would like to go ahead and check out Mr. CamRocket7, once again, a returning guest here on my YouTube channel, over on his YouTube channel, which you can find by the annotation on your screen or by the link down in the video description. I believe the link to his channel is the very first link you can find in the video description, so be sure to go ahead and give him a look. Over there on his YouTube channel, he posts up Call of Duty content, and actually, since the last time he was featured, he actually ended up passing 100 subscribers. He made a whole thank you video and everything. It was awesome, man. It's always cool to see people that, you know, get legitimately excited when their videos get featured here on DNA Saturday, and they actually try to take the best advantage of it as possible. They try to embrace these new subscribers, try and give them great content to see, and he's just that. So go ahead and give him a look. He's a great player. If you guys haven't checked him out already, once again, there's going to be a link to him down in the video description, as well as an annotation here on your screen for you guys to go ahead and click, and you guys can go ahead and check him out, because once again, fantastic player, very humble guy, very nice guy. Go ahead and give him a look. I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episodes of DNA Saturday, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.